The Bible tells us many stories. One of these is the Noah's Ark. It's a famous story about a man, a boat, and a two of every animal. It describes a time long ago when almost all the people in the world were wicked and did things that went against God. People were so evil that God was sorry He ever created them. But there was one family who was well behaved and followed God. This is the story of Noah's family. But before we start, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell like this to be notified of my next video. So in this video, we will learn about the 7 incredible things about Noah's Ark. So let's start. Number 1 on the list is Noah is a 10th generation descendant of Adam. While Cain and Abel are probably Adam and Eve's most famous kids, it's no surprise that a couple is instructed by God to be fruitful and multiply. Went on to have more children. One of these and the only other child of Adam and Eve mentioned in the Bible by name was Seth. In a passage that was scripture often referred to as generations of Adam, Noah is listed among the 10th generation to be born from Adam and Eve, descendants of Seth. Number 2. Life for Noah got pretty interesting after his 500th birthday. Shortly after turning 500, Noah became a father. While he was raising his family, God told him to build the ark. Shortly after turning 600, Noah along with his wife, sons and daughters-in-law entered the ark as God literally opened the floodgates. By the way, before the flood, people appeared to have lived a very long time, many hundreds of years. In fact, Noah's grandfather Methuselah, who died in the same year as the flood, is the oldest man mentioned in the Bible at 969 years old. Granted, Noah's life in 600 was pretty interesting, since that when he and his family spent about a year on the ark, then disembarked to a fresh new world. But we still think that raising 3 boys while single-handedly building a boat to a third size of the Titanic made for a memorable century in the life of Noah. And speaking of the Titanic, here's number 3. Noah's Ark was a third of the size of the Titanic. The Bible records the measurement of the ark in cubits. At 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, and 30 cubits high. The volume of the ark is estimated at about 1.5 million cubic feet, which is about a third of the volume of the Titanic. Some people argue that there's no way Noah's Ark could have held 2 of every kind of animal, but the numbers suggest otherwise. According to the ark measurement, the big boat had about as much space as 250 railroad stock cars, which some folks have calculated can hold between 20,000 and 40,000 animals, roughly the size of a sheep. Number 4. Arpax was the first post-flood baby. At least he's the first post-flood baby mentioned in the Bible. According to Genesis 11:10, Arpax, the son of Noah's son Shem, was born 2 years after the flood. Number 5. Nearly 300 cultures agree that there was catastrophic flood. According to the scientist Dr. Dwayne Gish, there are more than 270 stories about a catastrophic flood from cultures around the world. Most of these stories bear similarities to the biblical story of Noah and the ark. 8 humans survived the flood and provided eyewitness accounts to future generations. So how did there come to be so many similar versions of the biblical account of the flood? It makes sense when you consider that in addition to the passage of time, language was confounded during the building of Tower of Babel, a couple of hundred of years after the Great Flood. These 2 factors undoubtedly contributed to the development of variants of the story. Number 6. The Bible tells us where Noah's Ark landed. According to the Genesis 8:4, the ark came to the rest on the mountains of Ararat, a mountain range in Turkey. Many expeditions have searched for the ark on Mt.Ararat itself, while other expeditions have focused on nearby mountains in Iran. Number 7. People who have searched for Noah's Ark include historians, an astronaut, and a former SWAT team member. Expeditions to find Noah's Ark have been underway since times of antiquity and have included people from many professions and walks of life. For example, did you know that the former American astronaut James Irwin, the 8-month walk on the moon, led 2 expeditions to find the Ark in the 1980s? During the 1982 expedition, Irwin was badly injured by falling rocks and was carried to safety on a donkey. Another one is Cornuke. Mentioned above is a former SWAT team member and police investigator. People who claim to have seen the Ark firsthand include an army sergeant based in Iran during World War II, an Armenian George Hagopian who claims to have visited the Ark as a child on 2 occasions with his uncle. Whether the mysteries of Noah's Ark are fully revealed to us this side of heaven, the story will undoubtedly continue to capture our imaginations and attention as the search for remnants of the historic ship continue. So what do you think, guys? Did you learn something new? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for watching.